In the last video, I covered Microsoft Copilot pricing, the free version, the paid version, and what it actually costs. Now let's answer the big question. Do you actually need to pay for it? Because here's the truth, not everyone needs the £16 a month paid version. The free Copilot chat that's already included in your Microsoft 365 subscription might be all you need. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to work out whether the paid upgrade makes financial sense for your business. We'll do the actual maths. I'll give you a decision framework, and I'll share whether I'm planning to pay for it myself. Let's work this out together. I'm going to show you how I'm thinking about this for my own business, and you can use the same method. First question, what's your time worth? If you're billing clients at £50 an hour, then your time is worth £50 an hour. If you're charging more or less, then that's exactly what your time is worth. If you're charging a day rate rather than an hourly rate, follow the same principle as you did when you're working for a company. That's 8 hours a day on average, including an hour's lunch break, which you should still be paid for. So divide your day rate by 8 to get an hourly rate. For me, I work out my hourly rate based on my training fees. So let's say, just for this example, it's £60 an hour. Here's the break-even calculation. Remember, at the time of recording this video, we have got two rates to consider. So let's do monthly cost, hourly rate. So if we take the promotional rate of £13.80 with my hourly rate of £60 an hour, so we divide the cost by my hourly rate, gives me 23.23 hours, and that works out at about 14 minutes a month. Let that sink in. Wow. 14 minutes per month. If Copilot saves me just 14 minutes a month, I've broken even. So that's what, 3 or 4 emails I don't have to write from scratch. Maybe that's one presentation outline. I didn't have to stare at a blank screen for half an hour. Let's take it for the standard rate. So if we do the same thing, but that's now £16.10 with 60 hours. So let's divide the monthly cost by my hourly rate. And that equals, well, if we round it up, so let's take that down to just 2 decimal places, is 0.27 hours. That's just 16 minutes a month. Still incredibly low. Now, let's be realistic. Is Copilot actually going to save you only 14 minutes a month? Probably not. Based on my testing so far, with the free version, I'm saving at least 20 to 30 minutes per day on email drafting and document creation alone. That works out at 2 to 3 hours a week to take that up, and that's 8 to 12 hours per month. Okay, so if we do that as a calculation, let's take the lowest amount of hours, so let's say 8. And what we do is the hourly rate times the saving. So that's about £480 worth of my time saved for a cost of just £13.80. That's pretty good, let's be honest. What if we take the middle? So if we do 10 hours, so that's £600 a month. Your ROI, return on investment, means that I'd be getting back around £43 for every pound that I spent to get Copilot. So that's a cost of £16.10 a month. The value is still for 10 hours, £600, and that becomes an ROI of £37 back for every pound spent. So it goes down a little bit, but £37 for every pound is still pretty good. Will you save 10 hours a month? Honestly, I don't know. It really does depend on how much time you spend in Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook. how much of your work involves writing, creating content, or managing emails. But you don't need to save 10 hours a month for this to be worth it. You need to only save 14 to 16 minutes. Honestly, anything beyond that point is pure profit. You should seriously consider paid version if you tick 3 or more of these boxes. So first off, you spend 2 or more hours a day in Outlook and Teams. Because Copilot can summarize your emails, can find information across conversations, and draft responses based on context it already has. Next, you work extensively in Excel. This is a big one. If you need help with formulas, data analysis, pivot tables, then you need the paid version. If Excel is where you spend most of your day, that's a major reason to upgrade. Next, you regularly search through old emails or files looking for information. What did Sarah say about that deadline? Where's that proposal I sent in November? The paid Copilot can find this in seconds. You create proposals, reports, or presentations weekly. The agent mode feature, which is rolling out this year, can build these whilst you watch, not just draft text. You're working solo without admin support. You don't have someone to help you find files, or manage your inbox, compile information, or work with data. Copilot becomes that assistant for you. You manage multiple client projects simultaneously, keeping track of who said what, when, and where. Copilot can pull all of this together across your emails, teams, and files. Time is literally money in your business model. If you bill by the hour, every hour saved on admin is an hour that you can bill. If you're trying to grow, time spent searching for files is time not spent on marketing. I tick 4 of those boxes. I create training content weekly, I manage multiple projects, I'm solo without admin support, and I spend a lot of time in Outlook. The one that doesn't apply so much to me, I don't live in Excel. I use it, but it's worth maybe 20% of my work. If I was doing financial work or heavy data analysis, that Excel limitation would be a deal breaker for the free version. So on paper, the paid version should probably be worth it for me, but I'm still testing the free version properly first. But let me show you now, doesn't need it yet. You probably don't need paid version if your Microsoft 365 usage is light. So maybe you send a few emails a day, create the occasional Word document. In that case, the free Copilot chat in Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook will handle this fine. You rarely use Excel. If you only open Excel once a month, look at a simple spreadsheet, the Excel limitation isn't going to affect you. But if Excel is critical to your work, this changes the equation completely. You're in strict startup mode, watching every single penny. In that case, £100 a year or equivalent might be better spent on marketing or essential tools. Use the free version until you're making consistent income. Your work doesn't involve much document creation. Not everybody does. If you're mostly doing hands-on work, so that's things like trades, services, physical products, then Copilot won't save you much time. You have simple workflows. Everything's straightforward. You don't lose track of information. You're not drowning in emails or managing complex projects. And finally, if you didn't find the free version useful in any of the apps, then the paid version isn't magically going to change that. You need to build the habit first. And here's something nobody tells you. There are hidden costs to consider. When you're working out whether this is worth it, don't just think about that monthly cost. You need to think about the learning curve time. You'll need to budget 2 to 3 hours to learn how to use it effectively. That's time you're not doing billable work. That's not a bad thing. It is an investment, but you do have to factor it in. Data organization. If your SharePoint is chaos, if your OneDrive is a mess with random files with names like final version, final revised, Copilot is going to struggle. It can only work with what you give it. Like the saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. You might need to spend a few hours tidying up your file structure or even creating one. Again, it's not a bad thing, but you need to factor that time in because that's what it's going to cost you, time. Scaling costs. Remember, it's per user. If you start with just yourself at approximately £20 a month, that's manageable. But if you want to add it for 3 team members, you're talking £80 a month. And remember, that's not just a month. You're paying for a year at a time. You need to plan for that if you're growing. None of these are reasons not to do it, but they are things you need to know before you commit. Here's what I'm doing and what I'm going to recommend you do as well. Step 1. Use the free Copilot chat for a couple of weeks. You've already got it throughout Microsoft Office, both on the web and in some of the desktop applications. Open those apps and click that Copilot icon. Use it daily, see what it can do. But also notice where you hit limitations. Are you constantly wishing you had it in Excel? That's valuable information. If you're not using the free version in the apps where it is available, you won't use the paid version. Step 2. Track your time for 1 week. Keep a note. It doesn't have to be fancy, just a piece of paper or OneNote of tasks where Copilot helped you and, just as importantly, tasks where you wish you had it but couldn't use it. Drafted that email in Outlook, saved 10 minutes. Created presentation in PowerPoint, saved 20 minutes. Needed help with Excel formulas, but Copilot wasn't available in the desktop. Would have saved 15 minutes. Once you've got this all written out, add it up at the end of the week. Now multiply it by 4. That's your monthly time saving, both actual and potential. Remember, we're just getting a rough idea. Then, step 3, do the maths. Your hourly rate times hours saved per month, including the time you could have saved if you had access to various options. If that number is more than the £20, then it's worth considering. But if it's significantly more, say £50 or £100 worth of time saved, it's probably a no-brainer for the paid one. Pay particular attention to Excel and OneNote. If you constantly needed help there in the version that you're using and you're not getting it, that's a strong signal that you need the paid version. Step 4, if you're going to try it, then do it before the end of March. The promotional price is £13.80 per month, but it only runs until the 31st of March. I know it's not much time. After that, it's going up to £16.10. So if you're on the fence, the lower rate is much easier to swallow for a trial period. But remember, that trial period is for a year. Track your time saving. If it's working, great. If it's not, make a note to cancel. You can't cancel it early. Important note about July 2026. Microsoft is increasing the price for Microsoft 365 based subscriptions from July 2026, probably about 5 to 10% across the board. It's likely Copilot will be affected by this increase as well. So if you're going to commit, but March is too soon, doing it before July is going to lock you into a better rate for the first year. Just something to be aware of. There's no pressure from me. This is all about what works for you. Now, am I going to pay for it? Honestly, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to properly test the free Copilot chat for the next couple of weeks across Outlook on the web and the desktop apps. I'm going to track my time and I'm going to pay attention to how often I feel it's missing or a lack of it. If I can prove to myself that I'd save 90 minutes a week with the paid version, then I'll probably try it at the promotional rate. It's not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things, but I'm not making that decision based on hype or FOMO. I'm going to be making it based on actual data from my business, and that's what you should do too. So, bottom line, free Copilot and Copilot Chat is no money. It's available in Word, PowerPoint, Outlook and Teams on the web and desktop. It's available in Excel on the web, but not the desktop. It's not available in OneNote on the web, but it is available in desktop. Start with those apps. Use it for a couple of weeks. Pay attention to where you feel the limitations are for your business. Paid Copilot is currently on a promotion until the end of March. at £13.80. At the beginning of April, it's going back up to £16.10. It will make it available in all of the apps, web and desktop. It can automatically access your business data. If you feel it's worth this investment, try it. If it saves you more time than it costs, it might be worth it. If you're a heavy Excel user, especially in the desktop, then definitely consider the investment in the paid option. Please don't make this decision based on what everyone else is doing. Instead, make it based on your business, your workflows, your actual time saving, and which apps you actually work in. If you live in Excel and you need AI help there, that alone might justify the upgrade. If you rarely touch Excel or the web version's enough, and you're happy with Word, PowerPoint, and Outlook support, the free version might be all you need. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to actually use Copilot effectively in the apps where you do have access as part of your standard business license. Because having it is one thing, but knowing how to use it to write good prompts, that's what makes all the difference between meh results and wow results. If this was helpful, hit that subscribe bell. I've got 2 more videos coming up this month about Copilot, and I do these practical Microsoft 365 tips every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.